Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain-Free You. Today I wanted to talk about the concept of, are you grieving your old life? Back when you felt better. So, we'll get to that in a minute. Smile, relax, breathe. Trust this miraculous human body. Trust this amazing brain. I'm going to be shooting a lot more indoors because the cicadas are out, and I just step outside the door and they're screaming. I don't think that makes for a conducive, quiet, calming environment when you've got that much noise from the bugs. Might sketch some people out. So as much as I'd love to be outside, sitting in the sun or in the shade, I don't know that it's ideal for now. So I oftentimes get comments from people saying, I am so upset that I don't have my old life anymore. I used to feel healthy, vibrant, do all these things. And a lot of people, justifiably so, feel a lot of grief that that's not their life anymore. And so, absolutely, I want to honor that, respect that. It's legit. I get it. Here's the key. When you start to focus so much attention on the life you used to have and how sad and upset and pissed off and aggravated and frustrated and scared that I don't have that life anymore, that's perpetuating the brain perceiving like, I'm in a bad place. This sucks. Now, what also often accompanies that grief over our past life is a belief that it's not getting better, right? And that's really where I want to focus on this video, is the fact that yes, the grief is real, it's deep, it's brutal, it's guttural, right? But if you don't believe you're ever going to get better, it's really easy to let that grief overwhelm you. So what I'd like to do is honor the fact that the grief is real, it's legit. Many people feel it. But don't write off the rest of your life. You're in a bad chapter right now, but you are the author of your book. It's a hero's journey book. You are the star. And you have a lot of influence over the direction of your future. And that's why I teach this stuff every single day. Because I believe that the vast majority, not all, but the vast majority of chronic pain, chronic ailments are mind-body, meaning created by the brain. A stress response, a fear response, a danger response. And that means that with a simple, single approach of teaching the brain you're okay, aka safe, things can get better. A lot better. And we continue to have people regaining their life, getting their old lives back, and in some cases getting a new life that they like even more than the old one, because they've learned a lot about themselves, are more self-kind, self-compassionate, set some boundaries on some situations that may have led them to, ending up with mind-body symptoms in the first place. So I think, as much as possible, honor the grief. It's real. It's justified. But try not to dwell in that, because that'll distract you from conveying safety and optimism for your future today. So what do? We get clear. The brain's perception of danger is what, in my view, creates symptoms. Get clear that that's what's going on with you. Go to painfreeyou.com, download the self-assessment, enter your name and email, download it, do the assessment for any symptoms you would like clarity on. All right? Once you've done that, big decision, and that I write about in Chapter 7 of the book, make a decision to accept that this is what's going on. Just yesterday I was talking about, are you stuck on the fence? Again, reminding you about the solid foundation we want to build. Because once we know what causes symptoms and that it applies to you, the the rest of the things that I suggest we do to convey to the brain we're really not sick or broken get a lot easier with that solid foundation. So please go through those steps if you haven't, or if you have and you're still in doubt, redo them. Let's get clear. Clarity is job number one. Without that, the brain's going to still continue to perceive danger. So get that clarity. From there, we start to teach the brain safety, mentally, emotionally, physically, how we treat ourselves, how we respond to symptoms and pain, right? And then where we place our attention, ideally on the outside world, meaning not in our head with our swirling, whirling rumination thoughts about how much we hate our life because it sucks right now. Again, I recognize for many, many of you, your life does kind of suck right now with these chronic symptoms. But it doesn't have to stay that way. And if we can kind of get out of our own way and get out of the dwelling on our old life that we're so sad we don't have anymore, and start to focus on the solution. The solution. Trust the body, teach the brain. Perceive danger as the cause, teach the brain we're safe. Now, that doesn't mean walking around saying I'm safe 85 times a day, because the brain won't believe it. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Brain's going, right, sure you are. But one thing, I don't know if you guys recall, I started softening the edges a bit in the language we use. Years ago, I used to say, stop freaking out. That's like saying, stop thinking about a red car. So I started saying, freak out less. Calmly reassure more. Become more indifferent. Be less bothered. And so the concept of I'm safe, let's soften that a little bit. Because a lot of times when you say I'm safe, the brain goes, yeah, I don't believe that. So I'm safe enough. I like that. That was a comment from somebody I think on YouTube, and it was brilliant, because I'm safe enough allows you to soften the edges and make the term I'm safe believable, attainable. I'm safe enough. Safe enough for what? Safe enough that I don't need symptoms. I don't need anxiety. I don't need grief about my past. I'm safe enough. Really important. So I love that, and thank you to that viewer who left that comment. So, if you're grieving your past life, know that the symptoms, the mental health stuff you're dealing with now, is reversible. It is. And you're on the right path. You can do this. And so let's focus on the solution today and less on what you're missing out on. Because if you focus on the solution consistently, calmly, credibly, trust it, do the homework, get your foundation laid, know what causes symptoms, and know that that's what's going on with you, you can begin to teach the brain that I'm actually okay. When the brain gets a message, things get better. And I hear people all the time leaving messages in the comments on YouTube, Facebook. My life is so much better because I'm implementing, not watching, implementing these videos, these concepts. So you can do that too. So again, allow yourself to grieve, but try not to live there all day, every day, because that will keep the brain in the perception of danger and likely extend the symptoms longer. Let's focus on the solution, which is one word: safety. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. I love you. Please do me a favor. Go to YouTube, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, search YouTube for Pain Free You channel. Hit the subscribe button. If you're watching me on YouTube, just click the subscribe button right on the video. If you're looking for additional resources, every video has a bunch of links in them where you can find all of the various resources I make available. And thanks to you folks. By the time you see this video, my channel is going to surpass 9 million views, which is just absolutely incredible. So I really wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you. I appreciate you, and I've learned more from your comments and feedback over the past 6 years, 3 months, than I had in the prior 20-something years knowing about TMS. So thank you so much. I love you all. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.